Hello everyone, and welcome back to Through the Dragon Glass. Continue with our topic, the secrets of the Federal Reserve. Senator LaFollette and Congressman Lindbergh were vocal in their opposition of the Aldrich Plan. They aroused negative feelings towards the money trusts and pressured Congress into an investigation of the control of money and credit in the United States.
We want the truth!
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. No truth handler, you! Bah! I deride your truth-handling abilities!
The House Banking and Currency Committee created a subcommittee called the Pujo Committee to conduct the money trust hearings in 1912. Arson Pujo, congressman of Louisiana and spokesman for the oil interests, led the investigation. A man named Samuel Untermeyer quickly took over and ran the hearings as if it was a one-man show. These hearings were deliberately dragged out for 5 months and resulted in 6,000 pages of testimony. The hearings were described as extremely dull and no new information was discovered. The bankers insisted they would always operate in the public's best interest. Untermeyer refused to call Senator LaFollette and Congressman Lindbergh to testify in the investigation. Untermeyer didn't ask the bankers about the interlocking system between America and European banking, which was used to control industries. He forgot to discuss the international gold movement, which caused financial panics in the past.
Just lost all gains for 2018.
The largest single-day point drop ever.
The biggest firms owned by the Rothschilds and Warburgs were not questioned. When testifying before the committee, J.P. Morgan admitted to giving loans based upon a man's character only. The man's ability to pay the loan back or his collateral was never considered. The Pujo Committee ended without any testimony from an opponent of the money trust. The Pujo Committee came to the conclusion New York bankers had a monopoly and the only way to break it was to enact banking and currency legislation. The press wanted Paul Rohrberg from the Jekyll Island Club to take control of a new banking. The election of 1912 would turn out to be an election to remember.
The politics of failure have failed. We need to make them work again. Tomorrow, when you are sealed in the voting cubicle, vote for me, Senator Bob Dole.
The incumbent William Taft was a very popular president with control over the House and the Senate. The challenger was the governor of New Jersey, Woodrow Wilson. Both the Republican and Democratic Party were pushing a monetary reform. The Republicans were committed to the Aldrich Plan, while the Democrats introduced the Federal Reserve Act. The Federal Reserve Act and the Aldrich Plan were identical, but the public had already rejected the Aldrich Plan. The Federal Reserve Act had yet to be discussed, making it unknown to the public. There was much emphasis on not calling the Federal Reserve a central bank, even though it was 100% a central bank. The Republican Party had failed to pass any monetary legislation, though they had control over the House and the Senate. The Rothschilds abandoned Taft and the Aldrich Plan to support Wilson and the Federal Reserve Act. Beating Taft was not going to be an easy task, considering his popularity. Theodore Roosevelt, an ex-Republican president, created the Bull Moose Party and threw his hat into the presidency. He was well-financed and given the majority of news coverage, more than Taft and Wilson combined.
Your guilty conscience may force you to vote Democratic, but deep down inside you secretly long for a cold-hearted Republican to lower taxes, brutalize criminals, and rule you like a king. That's why I did this, to protect you from yourselves!
Roosevelt took enough votes from Taft to hand the election over to Wilson. The Democrats won both the House and the Senate and began working on the Federal Reserve Act. Hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, and the notification bell. Leave a comment, tell your friend about me, and if you would like to donate, my PayPal link is below. Thanks, guys.